Menu mayhem, the write-up, the proposal, the worksheet, whatever you want to call it. It's when we're putting the buyer to paper. And I've got 9 key points that I want to cover about this this afternoon. Welcome everybody. Anyway, I'm Tommy 80, and what you're going to learn in this is going to change your income. Most people are not doing it, and it's going to be a good one. Anyway, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your commissions. You're going to learn why we write people up. There's a reason for it. There's a step-by-step process. You're going to learn the value of a write-up in the sales process, when to write people up. What was that? 3, 4. Now 4, why I write everybody up. And 5, the downside of writing everybody up. 6, plus who you write up and the pitfalls of writing them up. You know the husband that doesn't have his wife with him, right? The spouse that's not there, the parent that's not there, the buyer that's in a hurry, got a kid's soccer game I got to run to, a buyer that doesn't have their trade-in at the store. Should you still write them up if all the decision makers aren't in the dealership? Well, we're going to answer that. Then we're going to talk about the things that keep us from writing people up. You know, the excuses that we use to avoid the write-up. We're also going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of asking for a commitment. Asking for a commitment before we write somebody up. Is it better to have a buying commitment or just assume that they're going to buy it if the numbers are right? Which is better? And last is we're going to talk about the information that you need in order to write the buyer up. Oh, how to ask those questions. The registration questions, whatever you want to call those questions. What needs to be on the write-up? Number 1, what is a write-up? Also, when we're going to write somebody up, I always like to go, hey, you want something hot or cold to drink while we do this or while we wrap this up? You know why? Because there's a lot of talking in the sales process and people get thirsty. Anyway, number 1, what is a write-up? We've got all of these different names of write-ups. Mine, I'm going to, I'm going to do a screen share. Okay. We've got one right here. Now it's called a worksheet. Some dealers are still using this thing. And who knows what another name is for this? This is a Foursquare right here. This was invented back in the 20s. Maybe it was invented way before that, sooner than the 20s. But this is a Foursquare. I'm going to show you another one here. Make sure. Moto menus. This one's a little bit more colorful, but this is a write-up right here. Okay, I don't think there's much more to these write-ups. Mine is the Moto menu, and the quote book. Of course, I've always got something that I didn't bring that I think of last minute. I know I probably don't have it sitting here, but quote book. Anybody that uses my quote books, it's full of write-ups. I think we've got about 100 write-ups in there. There's so many different versions, but they are all doing the same thing. The worksheet, the Foursquare, whatever you want to call it. This is for the collection of information that enables you to give detailed information back to your customer, to your prospect. In other words, a buyer gives you their name, number, address, trade info, maybe even their credit info. I know some of your worksheets or write-ups out there have credit apps built into them, not full-length standard apps, but enough to pull a bureau. So during the exchange, you give them a price, fees, trade value, down payment, terms, and payment options, right? Everything that I just mentioned allows them to make a buying decision. Without the write-up, you cannot deliver the motorcycle. Now, I know some of you out there, many of you out there, go back to boom, many of you out there are not doing a write-up. Well, what you're doing is something on your computer. You're keying in the information. Maybe you're just using a CRM. You just put it in there. Well, I promise you, if you change the way that you're doing this stuff, you're going to sell more units. You will sell more. There is no doubt about that. I guarantee it. Without the write-up, you cannot deliver the motorcycle because, and when I refer to a motorcycle, I'm talking about side-by-sides, ATVs, watercraft. I don't care what you have. I just call them all motorcycles. But you've got to write the buyer up because their contact info, it's part of the registration. It's the titling. I think we all get that, right? So what's the value of a write-up to the buyer? Well, the value is that they're going to receive information to help them with their buying decision. That's the value. They supply some information to you, name, number, address, trade info, and they get a price, fees, trade value, down payment, terms, and payment options, right? We give that to them. That's the value. Number two, why write a buyer up? Why write a prospect up? I better call them a prospect at this point. Remember this, people believe more of what they see versus what they hear. You need to remember that. People believe more of what they see versus what they hear. The write-up, any write-up is to convert a shopper into a buyer, turn a tire kicker into a buyer, convert the browser into a buyer. That's right. Some people walk into your dealership not intending to buy, but then they see some numbers in front of them, which would be a proposal, and they decide, you know what? Let's do this. Happens all the time. Why else write a person up? Because it's the next step in the sales process. The final step of the sale is the delivery, and we can't get there without the write-up. Now, something that you have to do before the write-up, I don't think I have this pulled up. You've got steps to the sale. I have any steps right here? Yeah, I've got a book right here. So you've got steps to the sale, okay? Right there. This is just a basic training book. Basic training book. So 8 steps. I think I have a chart in here that'll show you this. Oh, and yeah, this book, it was created, if there's any Motoplex dealers on here, Piaggio, actually it works for anybody and everybody, but this one I created just for dealers carrying the Piaggio brands. And let's see, so I don't know if I have that big old chart in here. I don't, but it's all about menus too. And I don't care what menu you use. I don't care what write-up you use, but whatever it is, you're going to find you have to be a master of it. And if you master it, you're going to sell more. That's it. I've used all types of write-ups, but you've got so anyway, it's like playing a baseball game. If you're going to hit a home run, you've got to go to first, second, and third before you can go to home plate, right? You've got to go to all the bases. Same thing with selling. Now, if you skip a step, you may skip the entire sale. That's the bad thing about this. And it happens all the time. So step 1, the greeting. You got to greet your customer. And I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but 1, the greeting, 2, the investigation, 3, selection, 4, presentation, 5, the menu. So that's this, the write-up, the menu. So anyway, when should you write a person up? Anytime you want to make a sale. If you want to sell something, right, do the write-up. You've got to do the write-up to close the deal. Of course, you do the write-up immediately following the demo. So yeah, right. You've got to do the demo. Now, if you're in a store that doesn't demo, it's snowing outside, something like that, it's raining, well, at least get them to sit on the motorcycle, get them to sit on whatever it is. They have to do that. That counts in many stores as a demo. But the point is to write a person up anytime you want to sell something. Now, number 4, why write everybody up? Go back to number 3. It's because you want to sell them. And it's the only way to sell something. This is gonna get good here in a minute. Number 5, but maybe it already is good. Number 5, but of course there's some downsides to writing everybody up. Hey, you're gonna run into people that can't buy. Bad credit, right? They're gonna have bad credit. It's gonna happen. They're gonna be upside down their trade. They owe too much. You're gonna waste time. You're going to waste more time with people that won't buy from you. And see, some people are going to take your numbers down the road to the next dealer and buy from them. Those 3 things are going to happen to you by writing everybody up. Now, what else is going to happen? Because there's still a lot of dealers that are not doing this, but I call it the old days. In the old days, you didn't try to close somebody over the phone. You had to get everybody to come in. But then the internet showed up and they're shopping all over the place. Those people drive 1,000 miles to save $100 right now. They'll go, well, Aunt Sue lives over there. We'll just go visit Aunt Sue, drive 1,000 miles to save the $50. Go see Aunt Sue and do that. They've got all sorts of dumb reasons. Anyway, number 6, the people that you write up, the wife or husband that won't make decisions without the other. They're not together today, but seriously, when will they be together? Sunday? Do you work Sunday? It seems like they're always able to come in on Sunday. But of course, they know that you're closed on Sunday when people throw that out. They also know you're probably not going to be there on Monday. Well, I can come in Sunday or Monday. Why not just take your chances on writing the person up right now and taking that chance that they buy right now? I'll show you how it works in a minute. How about the customer that doesn't have enough time? Well, you know what? I got a doctor's appointment. I've got a soccer game I got to get to, dinner excuses. You ever sell someone that was in a hurry? I have a lot that are in a hurry. Well, I don't have much time. Can we hurry this up? I got a soccer game to get to. Dude, I don't care where you're going to. Yeah, let's get this wrapped up. You give me 10 minutes. And no, it's not going to take 10 minutes. It's probably they know how long it's going to take. They bought something before. They know that you're not going to have them out of there in 10 minutes, but once you start writing them up, things can progress. You know what I mean? Everyone's in a hurry. So deal with it and become a pro. Number 7, let's go over the excuses that we have to keep us from writing people up. The biggest excuse out there, before I say it, have you got it figured out? Do you know what it is? Number 1, they're just shopping. They're not ready to do anything yet. They're just shopping. They're just getting started. They don't even know what they want yet. They're just looking around, getting numbers. Right. That's what a salesperson is for, to end the shopping. That's what we are for. So when that's not a good excuse. That's an amateur move. They're just shopping. They don't know what they want yet. They're just kicking tires. They're just killing time. They're in a motorcycle dealership. They want something. So yeah, they're getting numbers. They want to make sure they don't have to come back and see you. They want to make sure they can rule you out. So why write them up? Follow the process. They're not ready to buy. Do the math. You're closing 20% of your traffic. I know some of you are going to go, well, I close 8 out of 10. No, you don't. Nobody does. You're closing maybe 25% of your traffic, selling 50 a month after talking to 200 people. That's how many people you've got to talk to. Writing up roughly 100 people a month. What if you wrote up 150 people a month? I guarantee that you'd end up selling an extra 10 bikes. You would. What's that worth to you? I'd rather write up 150 people and sell 60 bikes than write up 100 people and sell 50 bikes. Write-ups equal sales. The more you write, the more you sell. The second biggest excuse. What's the second biggest one? People that have a trade. They're upside down in their trade. Somebody says, yeah, I've got a trade. Oh, what do you owe on it? I owe $8,500. Oh man, okay, yeah, sounds like you better keep that thing for a while. And so they don't get written up. Well, you never should ask that question, but because there's ways to overcome it. That's what an F&I manager is for, to get that amount financed. The F&I manager is also there to pull up the credit bureau and go, oh, let's see, they've got a couple of credit cards here with some room on them. They can just put their negative equity on a credit card. The magical thing. Anyway, yeah, upside down. So what? So what you're saying is they might need some money down to get out of their trade. That's fine. Guess what? It's happened before. People do it. There's still people out there that have money down too. They know they're upside down and it's okay. Get them on paper, write them up. Third biggest excuse is not thinking they're going to get bought. Bad credit, upside down, too young, short time on the job, got holes in their jeans, poorly dressed. Number 4, and this one happens a lot in some dealerships. This is the biggest reason for not writing somebody up. They won't pay enough. Yeah, they're shopping over at ABC Motorsports, and it said they're a grand less over there. So I don't think there's any way that they're going to do that over there. But yeah, I let them go because there's no opening their eyes on this. They got us beat. How do you know that? If anyone has a customer ever lied to you? Has that ever happened? That's something that's allowable. That's okay in society. It's okay for customers to lie to salespeople. It's not, but it's just the way it is. And so put them on paper, write them up. The truth, it doesn't matter what the other dealer will sell something for. If anybody watching this says that a manager in the store, their dealer says that they're not beating some other dealer's price, or we're not taking a loss on our machines, then have them come over and watch this video. When a manager or dealer says this over and over to their salespeople, then the salespeople start to believe that we can never beat the other dealer's prices. Don't taint your deals. If you believe that a customer won't pay more to you for the same unit they can get at another dealer for a lower price, then it's time to go back to step 4, the presentation, where you build value. Number 5, no time. And we've got to get these things out of the way before we start doing the actual write-ups here in a minute. But no time. The buyer has a doctor's appointment to get to. Dinner, ball game, more excuses, write them up. The last excuse I'm going to share is number 6, trade-in's not here. So what? How long has your manager been doing appraisals? Have you never seen a motorcycle before? Have you never seen that motorcycle before, that year, make, model? You can't figure it out long enough. You've been doing it long enough, or they've been doing it long enough. They should know what the average trade is going to look like. Do you really need to see it to come to an agreement? Not yet. Do a sight unseen appraisal. What's that? That's another video. That's another training, but sight unseen appraisal. Tentative numbers. They do the entire deal subject to seeing the trade. That's it. Subject to the trade being in the condition the customer says it's in. Now, some people are saying, I know what's going back and forth out there through some of your minds, but customers lie about their trade. That's an excuse. Back to the write-up now. Number 8, is it better to have a commitment to buy before the write-up, or is it better to just assume they'll buy if the figures are right? I'm not going to ask my customer a yes, no question when it comes to writing somebody up. That way, I just reduced my chances of getting a no. So if I ask them, you want to write this up? A lot of people are going to say no. For one thing, write-up isn't a good thing. So remember, this is supposed to be a smooth transition from the demo step to the write-up step. I don't want to know. I've already done a trial close or closes. I know what they're thinking from my trial closes because I've asked them, which, by the way, everything on a write-up is a trial close. That's what a write-up is. I'm going to share my screen again. I should just keep it on. I'm going to go to, did I show 2 write-ups? Here's another write-up. Here's a write-up, wheelscene.com. So this is another old school write-up. A lot of customers have seen this. Which no wonder they don't want to do a write-up. They know what's going to happen. I know what my customers are thinking, though, from my trial closes. Now, I just say, let's go get some figures. I'm not going to ask them, hey, if I had the perfect figures, would you buy it right now? I'm not going to do that yet. I might get a no. I don't want to know. Let's go get some figures for you. So here's another thing to think about. Remember that I'm trying to move from one step to the next. I just did my demo, and I used the word demo pretty loosely. In the car business, a demo means drive the car. Well, it's different in the motorcycle industry. In the motorcycle industry, a lot of us don't and can't demo everything. So demo to some of us might mean just sit on the bike, throw your leg over it, grab the bars, pulling the levers. They've got to sit on the bike, though. They have to. So right after the demo / sit on, I'm going to have them pull it over into the sold lane. That takes some confidence to do that. Hey, pull that over in the sold lane. That's a trial close. If they move it over to the sold lane, then it means what? They want it. If they go, where's the sold lane? Well, it's wherever you want it to be. Just get them to move it a foot. But I'm not going to ask them at this point, do you want to buy it right now? I'm going to assume they want to buy it right now. Now, if they don't pull it into the sold lane, then you still don't ask them if they want to buy it right now. You just say, let's go get some figures. You want something hot or cold to drink while we do this? What if they say, well, what do you have to drink? That's a pretty good sign. They're going to go get some figures. You still just say, let's go get some figures for you. So the answer for number 8 is it's better to assume that they're just going to take it home when transitioning over to the write-up. Don't ask them you want to buy it. Don't ask for a commitment before the write-up. Use your trial closes. Now, number 9, what information do you need to write somebody up? First, you need the right attitude. You've got to have the right attitude. You're never going to become a top performer with the wrong attitude. Next, you need the stock number, the year, make, model, color, and maybe accessories that they want. Because you don't want, once you start doing the write-up, you don't leave your desk until the write-up is complete. Because when you are at the motorcycle, you're showing it to them, everything is emotional. Well, when they sit down, now it's, can't remember. Why can I not remember a word at this moment? It's my age. Now, rational. Now they're thinking, what am I doing? Am I making a good decision? So you don't get up and leave once you start doing the write-up. Now, also, if they have a trade, you need the trade info before you sit down and start doing the write-up. Now, some of your dealerships are going to have different processes. But the process is they better be in a book. If anybody out there watching this does not have their processes, kill my screen share again. If anybody out there doesn't have their standard steps to the sale, we've got them. If you've got 10 steps, 12 steps, I don't care how many steps you have. They're right here. You have to have this book. Because then everybody in the dealership is on the same page. Salespeople, sales managers, dealer, GM, GSM, everybody knows what the process is. And then you start to get skills. You need skills to do the write-up. So skills to overcome objections. Your customers are all going to have the same objections though during the write-up. What are we doing? You're buying a bike. Did you forget? I've got to talk to my wife. It's too expensive. I've got to save up my down payment. I can't do this right now. My trade value. Yeah, that. You're not going to give me enough for my trade. That's not enough for my trade. So you need to know how to overcome the most common objection. So here's one more thing that you need in order to write somebody up. Give them an out. That's right. Give them an out. Now, I see this happen before there's an objection, during the objection. So all of a sudden they sit down, they're getting some figures, salesperson's doing what they're supposed to do, and then the customer goes, what's that for? And, this is just to collect some information from you. That's when the salesperson gets weak. You can't do that. That's giving an out way too soon. You're not just collecting information. I'm selling you a damn motorcycle. Did you forget you're in a motorcycle dealership and I'm a salesperson? So here's one more thing you need in order to write somebody up. Give them an out. The out. As you're transitioning from the demo to the write-up, your buyer is transitioning from one emotion to another. Remember, emotional to transactional to rational, or transaction to rational. As soon as you move from the demo to showing figures, they're going from excitement to rationalizing this. What's my spouse going to say? What are my friends going to think? What are my parents going to say? Some of your people might say, I didn't say I was buying this today. Your customers, you ever hear that? I didn't say I was buying this right now. So put them at ease. Give them an out. You know what? If the figures didn't make sense, I wouldn't buy it either. But at least you're going to have some figures to think about, to look at. Is that okay? Have a seat right there. So to you guys, does that make sense? Now I'm going to give them an out. But now we're going to, we're going to go right back over to the screen and we're going to begin the write-up. Oh, that's the wrong one. So here's what a 4-square looks like in some dealerships. I think this is a pretty old one, but they really haven't changed much. A 4-square is a 4-square. Stuff is difficult. Here we go, right here. You're going to see some similarities between these things. So the write-up, they're all write-ups. That's it. Now this one, they call it a worksheet. This is somebody in a trainer in the motorcycle industry. I thought, well, this guy, he's trained a lot of people. There's still a lot of dealers out there using this, and it's just a Foursquare, but it is old school. My great grandparents, probably my great grandparents have bought things with this. Anyway, here's how it goes. And I don't know. Yeah, I've got my screen share going. So here's how it goes. I want to see, can I do the whiteboard with this? Turn on the whiteboard. Sure hope so. I went through the steps until I've got to write the customer up. And then I go, let's go over here. I'll get some figures for you. Can I get you something hot or cold to drink? I always tell them, I think I'm going to get a bottle of water for myself. Do you guys want something? I want them to relax and feel like they're comfortable. I don't want them to be hungry or thirsty. So they sit down. And then what I do, this is interactive. You have to talk to your customer as you're doing this. Now, I still do the handwritten write-ups because with the handwritten one, they can see what's going on. They're watching everything that I'm doing. That's what I want them to do. If I'm doing it on a computer screen, they can't see a damn thing unless I turn it around a little and let them see what's going on. But then people, this is a fact, their heart rate goes up when they see the screen versus a piece of paper on a table or a desk. The screen raises the heart rate. That's not good. The paper on the desk barely raises the heart rate. But first thing I do, this is how it goes. What is today's date? Just like that. So what I'm doing, this is 100% real. And yes, this is acting. So you've got to learn how to act when you're doing these things. So today's date, I'm going to ask them, what is today? Is it already the 9th? Let's see. It is the 9th. I'll just put that right there. And then I'm going to go, let's see. My name is Tommy. I'm going to put that in there. And because they already forgot my name, that's why. So that's why I'm doing some of this stuff. And this is going to be off a little bit here. But here's what I'm going to do. How would you want this registered? In both your names? Let's say he goes, yeah. And I go, okay, Roger. What's your middle initial, Roger? S. And how do you spell your last name? S-M-I-T-H. Okay. And did you want to be on there too, Lisa? And she goes, yes. Your middle initial, Lisa? L. Smith. Okay, great. Got it. Now, here's what I did when I did this. How do you want this registered? That's a trial close. If they answer you, they want to buy it. Some people are going to go, well, what are you doing there? What's that for? That's okay if they do that. That's totally okay. But it lets you know what you've got. They've got cold feet. That's what they've got. But they're not going to run out. They're not going to punch you. Nothing bad's going to happen. You just go, how would you want this registered? And he might go, well, I didn't say I was buying it right now. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course not. I'm just going to give you some numbers. And if you want to go think about it or something, shop them, whatever. That's okay. But I'll keep these here for you to make sure I've still got them for you. That sound fair? Guess what most people are going to do? Yeah, that's okay, because you just gave them an out. But the people that go, you ask them, how do you want this registered? One name or two, and they go, Roger. It'll be in both our name. And the spouses look at each other. Guess what? You haven't even lowered the price. There is no negotiation. So maybe you're selling it for full price. Guess what? People do that. People still pay full price for things. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to go over to the phone number, and it doesn't matter what they're saying with these things. This isn't about handling objections. I mean, just barely. This is about writing people up and doing the menus, presenting the menus to them. So then I'm going to go over and what's your phone number? And Lisa, what's your number? Let's see, address you want this registered at, city, state, zip, all that. Now, pretend I filled all that out. And these are all trial closes. Remember that. Now, vehicle selected. That's going to be a new, what is it, 2025. Let's put over here, let's do a Polaris. Polaris. And of course, I'm going to see how long it takes when you're doing things. You're typing this stuff in, it just doesn't go as quick. But if I'm handwriting it it goes very quickly. And I'm going to act like I'm handwriting it here in a minute. Polaris, let's say Razor 1000. There we go. And red, stock number 6623, 68, delivery date. As long as I have the right figures, you're going to go ahead and take this home right now. Hopefully they say yes. But I have to ask them when they're going to take it home. And some people are going to say, oh, we got to think about it. It's going to be a month out. I'm not going to try to overcome that objection or that concern right now. I'm not going to put the pressure on them at the moment. So I put whatever their answer is right there. And then the accessories, most people like to get a roof, windshield, and rear panel for their Razor 1000s. Do you think that's what you guys want? Yes or no? I write the stuff down. And then let's see, I'm going to get rid of my whiteboard. I'm just going to have this. So now the fun stuff. Remember, this is a Foursquare. And see, these numbers are here for a reason, to help the salesperson remember what they're doing. The trade-in. Okay, you said you had your trade, and it's going to be a, 2002 Honda CRF 450. Write that there. Miles, there's no auto on it. It's red. Do you have any payments left on that? You don't? Okay, great. NA right there. Has a current market value of $250 to $500. I'm going to write that in there. And you don't happen to have of course they don't have a warranty on this thing. I should have picked something newer, but no, they're not going to have a warranty on it. Now, here's, I know some of you are wondering why would you know the trade value already? Because I always recommend for the process, if they've got a trade, get it appraised early, because what's one of the bottlenecks in many dealerships on getting customers in and out quickly, paying customers, the trade. Got to go unload it, got to get a manager to appraise it, just a number of different things. Then the manager, if they're doing their due diligence properly, they book it out. They check a couple of different values on it. They're doing NADA, JD Power, maybe Moto Hunt, Craigslist, Marketplace, whatever, checking on the values. Well, anyway, to stop that bottleneck, we fill out the trade appraisal early to get our appraising manager on it immediately. That way, when we go to sit down, it's done. They can be appraising it while we're doing the sales presentation out there on the floor. Now, I know some of you are going, well, what if they don't buy? What if they do buy? Because you dropped that bottleneck. You treated them like they're buyers by unloading their trade, getting somebody to appraise it. You're not waiting till the last minute, because it sucks when you fill this out and then you've got to wait a half hour. You're sitting there. I don't care if it's 15, 20 minutes, but you're sitting there going, man, this, what do I say to my customer? They're still sitting there. How long is this going to take? You ever have that come out of their mouths? How much longer is this going to take? Well, my manager, he's out. Who knows? He's screwing around out back. This could take a long time. Anyway, that's why I already have that trade value. So I put that in there. And then the selling price. I transition immediately from the trade value over to the selling price. Everything here requires a quick transition, because if you don't transition, that opens the door for objection. And that's what you don't want. So selling price. Let's say selling price is $21,999 plus some fees. I'll get you a breakdown of those here in a second. I write that down immediately, and then I transition over to number 3, the cash down. And then I just say lenders might require as much as 25% down in addition to the equity in your trade-in. So that's going to come out to about what? You'll probably be looking at $6,000 down. That about what you were thinking? And that's how you're supposed to do it. You write that down, 6,000 trade. That's about, 6,000 down. It's the bank's fault. They want it. The lender's asking for it. That's 25% roughly. I'm not going to get out my calculator. There's no calculator on my desk. So I write that down. Is that about what you were thinking? Hopefully they say, oh yeah, that is. But we know that rarely happens. And then we're supposed to go And where's your money down coming from? Are you going to write a check? Is it coming out of savings? And then they say, oh, we'll just, whatever it is, you check that off. And now you've got a commitment there. Then you go over to immediately transition over to number 4. Monthly payments might vary depending on your good credit rating. Who knows what their credit is yet? But payments on this is going to range probably about $500 to $575. Is that about what you were thinking? And of course, they're going to say, oh, yeah, we thought it might be a little bit higher. No, that doesn't happen. That's pipe dream. But this isn't about overcoming or handling objections on the write-up. So anyway, so you fill all that out. Now you got it filled out. You have them initial each box there. That means they agreed to everything during the pipe dream. And you then take it to your sales manager. That's a 4 square. That's old school. That's how they're supposed to go. Okay. But people do them much differently. This is my personal creation after 30 plus years of doing this. So same thing. It's interactive. The date, I'm going to go, let's see, today's date. What is it? It's already the 9th. Okay. And my name's Tommy. How would you want this registered? In both your names? Hopefully they say yes. And your phone number and Lisa's phone number, your address, city, state. Oh, how'd you hear about us? Did you see our website? Hear us on the radio? I mark that. And this is going to be a new 2025. What am I going to sell this time? Polaris. Yeah. Well, I did that just now. This is going to be a new 2025 Aprilia. How about Touareg? Yeah, let's do a Touareg, the adventure model. I write that stuff down, and it's the red one you want. Stock number is this, has a selling price. I'm going to make the numbers up. Selling price of $12,900 plus tax, title, and freight. I'll get all that figured out for you here in a second. And then you're trading in your 2015 Kawasaki Kill R650. It's green. The VIN, last 6 of the VIN is 662211. Has 9,029 miles on it. Are you selling it as is to us, or going to put a warranty on it? And the customer will look at you like, are you kidding me? No, there's no warranty. Okay. But now they know the warranty matters, extended warranties. Do you owe anything on it? No, I don't. It's paid off. Great. Were there any additional accessories that you were hoping to get? And they say, whatever. Yeah, I'd like to get some heated grips and a mount for my phone. What? Oh, some saddlebags. I want some saddlebags. Okay, great. And also, and then here's what I'm going to do. If I've got a package, and I forgot to pull up the packages, so I'm going to pull up the packages. But if I've got a package, you got to see this. Oh, come on. I'm going to pull up a package. And I just did this package presentation, the training on it. How do you create packages about 2 weeks ago? But I want to show you what one of my packages looks like. So, you know, I've believe in packages, value packages. So remember, I'm selling the Touareg. I don't care what I am selling. Oh, this one's for side-by-sides. I should have done it on the Polaris again. Anyway, I'm going to write on my write-up down there where the notes are. I'm going to write, and right now we have the special internet package, value package, where you get a free GPS tracking device. That's a $500 value. You get, since I'm doing the Touareg, I'm going to write down, you get 2 free helmets, and that's let's say it's a $300 value, and you get a free hotel savings card. And that is a $200 value. Oh, they're right in front of me. Okay. So I've got them right here. Absolutely real. And so I'm going to write this down, and let's say, oh yeah, so the GPS tracking device, this is protection right here to protect the customer, what I'm doing right here. And this should be on a poster in the store. Like, you should have these ready to go, because what you're doing right now is you're decommoditizing your products. You're trying to sell a motorcycle that 500 other dealers are trying to sell across America. And so can they beat your price? Yes, they can beat your price. Prices are getting killed all over the place. So you need something to decommoditize your motorcycle. And that would be a package like this. They need to be created. So, and if you want to learn how to do that, that's coming next week in next week's training. But back to the write-up. So what I'm going to do on the write-up, I'm going to write that stuff down because they want the motorcycle. They know they like the motorcycle. You've got the right motorcycle for them. But now I write down, and you get a free GPS tracking device. That's a $500 value. You get 2 free helmets. Let's say that's a $400 value. And you get the hotel savings card that's good at over 1 million hotels across the world. That's a $200 value. And it's absolutely real right there. So you probably can't see that, but it's real. So then I put a line underneath all this stuff, and this stuff takes me 30 seconds to write down. I put a line underneath it, and I write down $1,100 value. So they're getting the Touareg, and then they're getting a value package that's worth $1,100. Now maybe they're getting it for nothing. I'm just throwing it in because that's the special we have going on right now. And then they're thinking, wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Because they may have shopped other dealers already, and the other dealers didn't do anything. Maybe they lowered the price. Who knows what they did? Price is easy to beat, but it's so much easier when you have a package like this. Now, what did this package truly cost? I'm going to guess this package right here would cost you $350. Cost. That's what it is. $350. So now if you're throwing this in, and of course this has to be set up by the dealership already, the owner, the GM, GSM, sales manager, whatever. Many of my stores do this. This is what we help them do, is set up these packages and make them look good, make them look sexy. And then you write that down. Maybe the customer knew ahead of time. Maybe they didn't, but now they want a lot of customers. I'm not going anywhere else. I want that package. They won't say that to you, but that's how they're going to feel. Like, you know what? That other store, they knocked their price down $500, but this is an $1,100 value right here. I've looked up those GPS tracking devices, and those are nice. You know, Jerry, he's got one on all of his units. And so I write that down. Now, that's done. I got to hurry this up. So now I'm going to, I've got to show you, and guess who else has value packages? That's package right there. Now, this is for storage, winter storage. So is this Hannums? Who is this? Yeah, Tommy Hannums, Liberty, Rahway, one of my favorite stores. So somebody calls up a dealership. Hey, do you guys store bikes there? Yeah. What's it cost? I don't know. Let me find out. Hey, Joe, what's our storage cost? It doesn't matter what it is. $299 a year. Okay, thanks. They hang up. If Hannums is in their market, they call up Hannums, or they Google, they get on their website, and they see this. This is an offer. This is an offer. Now this, I don't have their current one, but winter storage for 2021. If you got 2 wheels, $399. You got 3 wheels, $499. Here's what you get. Storage between October 31st and March 1st. Battery's going to be tested and placed on a tender the entire time. Your fuel's going to be stabilized. Your oil's going to be changed. Bike washed and covered. Recall check performed. Tire pressure, we're going to check it and adjust it. Make sure you're good when you come in and when you leave. We're going to store it in a climate-controlled, secure environment and give you a complimentary bike appraisal too. That's a package. Oh, space is limited. Reserve your spot today. That's it. Could there be anything better? I mean, sold. Free winter storage with the purchase of $3,000 of P&A, parts and accessories. Is that a package? Is that an offer or what? That's a deal right there. That's what you're doing right after you write somebody up. But you've got to start putting this stuff in their heads. When you write somebody up, you've got to write down at least 3 things of value to them that you're offering or you're going to offer, which on that other thing I did, a GPS, 2 helmets, and a $200 hotel voucher. 3 things, because I'm not going to write down however many things are here, 10 things or something like that. Now, okay, I've got to show you a menu now. So, okay, it's not on the bike. I don't have one ready for the bike that I just sold. Yeah, when I wrote it up. But here's one. Here's a very simple menu. So let's say this is it. I wrote the customer up. I go to my sales manager. They print out a menu, a proposal for me to present to my customer. And I put this in front of my customer. I come walking back out and I go, here's what I got for you guys. Your price on this is going to be, let's see, I got to get there. Your price is going to be $97.99. Freight is $3.99. Setup and prep, $199. Our dock fee right there. I'm able to give you $500 for your trade. That brings a subtotal of $98.97 and leaves a cash balance at $98.97. If you want to write a check out, you can do it for that amount right there. Over here, I've got 9 other payment options. You can put a little bit of money down, a little bit extra. You're already doing your bike, but you just choose the term and the payment that works best for you. Now, I know, yeah, these numbers do they make sense? Yeah, they're right. Okay. Yeah. Which payment option works best for you? That's how you present a menu. That's how you present a write back. So the write up is what you do with the customer. You write them up, you get your commitments. Hopefully you got commitments. Hopefully everything went well. You take this into your sales office. That person, sales manager, desk manager, prints this out. You go back to your customer. You skip a lot of this stuff because they're not paying attention to whatever you're saying up here. You skip this stuff and you just get down to the meat of the thing. Your price, because they want to know, what am I paying? What are you going to try to get out of me? Your price is $97.99. Now, if I was discounting this, it's going to show MSRP is $10.9. You're getting it for $97.99. But there's a little box you can check to hide that. But I go through some of the numbers. I don't go through all of them normally. That leaves a cash balance of $98.97. If you want to write a check out, you can do that. Or put a little bit of money down in addition to your trade, and you've got 9 other repayment options to choose from. Which works best for you? So what I just did with the way that I said that, shared it with the customer, what I just did, I don't know, and I do not want to know, are you guys paying cash or finance? Because many people that are cash buyers, many people that are cash buyers, there's a reason they have cash, because they might be smart. They might be. And smart people oftentimes know, why does it matter to the salesperson if I'm paying cash or finance? What's that got to do with this? Just give me the damn numbers. Just sell me. Because, it doesn't. Are you going to charge me a higher price? Now, yes, some dealerships do that. They will charge you more money if you're a cash buyer. I know. So, but it doesn't matter yet. It does not matter yet. You've got to put the printed numbers, the digital numbers in front of the customer. And the way that you do that, you go through it like I just did. That leaves a cash balance of $98.97. That tells the customer, when I say that, if you want to pay cash, that's what you're paying. But here's 9 other repayment options. Put a little bit of money down, take your pick. What that does, it converts the cash buyers. Many of the cash buyers convert over to finance buyers. Finance buyers are easier to sell. People with cash, they want to protect their cash. Like, obviously, most of the time they worked hard to get it. I'm going to spend as little as I can. I want to make sure I get a good deal. And a lot of people think they'll get a better deal if they say, yeah, I'm paying cash. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But I give the customer option. And some of those cash buyers will go, oh, well, yeah, I'd rather just put a little bit of money down. I didn't know you financed these things. Or they might go, well, what are your rates? Tell them what the rate is. Well, it's a standard rate. It just is the average rate which is for the average customer across America or in our dealership, it's at 12.9. If you've got better credit, you get a better rate. Worse credit, worse rate. Sounds like you guys probably have pretty good credit. So yeah, your payment would go down and yeah, which payment option works best for you? And then I go back to my close. Now you'll see down here, I've got a one-time offer. If my dealership, yeah, this is only one product here, but my dealership, if we did the value packages, maybe I've got the Pro Taper. I don't even know if they still make that thing. I bet they do. You can get the whole shot device, because who doesn't want a whole shot device on their new motocross bike? For only $119.99. Normally it's $166. You can get it for $119. And so some people will go for that, but I'm going to show you a better menu. Let's see. And we are just about done here. Okay. So, oh, this is an old one. It's very similar today. So now, shoot, this doesn't show the entire payment. Well, this is another thing. It's the same thing. So I've got the packages for different units side by sides. This one says UTV, UTVs, ATVs, dirt bikes, street bikes. Got a different menu, and we just modify them a little bit until we think that they're, well, till the customers tell us that is great. How do we know they're great? Because the customers want them. They ask for them. Hey, so-and-so said that you had this special internet package that he got on his side-by-side. Do you still have that going on? Guess what? You're going to sell a side-by-side to that guy. Anyway, here's how you present this. You just put this in front of the customer. They've already, they've got pricing on their motorcycle. Here's some different setup options for you. Now, if you get the trail, well, no matter what, across the board, we're going to put gas in it to make sure we get this thing fired up. Then we're going to install and inspect it for proper installation of all parts, install the roof. So you're protected from that. You get a roof, you get a poly windshield to keep all the bugs out of your teeth, out of your face. And so that's the trail package right there. Normally that's about $1,000. You get it installed for $949. The expert package, you get all of that. Plus you get a light bar with LED lights. You get a front bumper. And you get a winch, 2,500-pound winch, just in case you get stuck or somebody else gets stuck. You want to pull them out. That's normally $1749. You get it for $15.99, and then the Pro package, say you get all of that, but you get the oversized tire and wheel package right there. And normally that's $29.99. You get it for $25.99. So then down here, you can upgrade different things. Now, I think this one, well, I know it makes sense to you, but that's just another one right there. And that is how these are write-ups, menus. Kill that screen right there. Okay, that's what all this is. Menus. There is a step-by-step process. It's in this guide right here in this book. What's this book? For the 8 steps, it's 50 pages. It's got the follow-up schedule. It has things I always forget about. How to do every single step that there is and do it quickly. So you have a process in your dealership that you can follow. Anytime a dealer gets these, comes with your logo on it. We set them up for your dealership. It's your process. First, you proof it. We send them out, and you've got a process. It makes onboarding so much easier when you hire new salespeople. Everybody knows the way that it's supposed to go. So if you don't have a process, get a hold of me. You know how to email me. You know how many of you know how to call me. My information is everywhere. And or get a hold of Lisa, Maria, Brian. But what? That's menu mayhem. That's how you do it. Anybody has any questions, let me know. You want other things covered? Let me know. We'll cover it. We'll do another class. We've got, I'm touring across the country off and on here and there. If I'm headed to your neighborhood, it is the perfect time. If I'm headed to your part of the country, it is the perfect time to set up in-house training. If you just need help with BDC, BDC, call center, just teaching people how to make phone calls, get some expert phone skills, menus, sales skills, sales management, desking techniques, GM, dealer principal. Many of you know that's my life. I have been the dealer principal, multiple locations, and done every single thing in the dealership and been pretty good at it too. So that's it. Appreciate everybody showing up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So now I got to figure out how to vamonos on here.